don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. You're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical.
Good afternoon and welcome. Well, I guess it's now evening for the first time here in 2025, a nightcap here on Bellow Field, where the #1 ranked Jumbos play host to the Williams College Eves here. Riley Daniel with Catherine Burns in what festers to be a very good matchup here. It's a Williams College team that comes in 3-5, but they've played some real tough teams and they've shown they can hang with the best of them. And it's really started with their man up front, number 41, Jesse Shapiro. Jesse just really taking it to a next level. He was third on their team a year ago in scoring with 22 goals. Through 8 games, he's got 24 already this year, Catherine, including 12 in the last 4, scoring a career-high 6 goals 2 weekends ago against the Trinity College Bantams in what ended up being a close Williams loss. On the other side, for the Jumbos, they have this little trend they like to play where they decide to find out how many goals they can come back from. They tried it against Stevens, against CNU, against RIT, and against Hamilton. All 4 times they were able to come back, but, you do wonder as you see the look on Casey D'Onofrio's face how many times they can play those cards. We'll tell you all about them and everything else, but we're going to step aside for the national anthem. Be back with you for the opening draw momentarily. Welcome back here to Bella. Well, Catherine, we were talking about the Jumbos coming back here in their recent games, but I think that's a lesson they really learned from this matchup a year ago when they took on the Eves in Williamstown.
Absolutely. That was actually a year ago today, Riley, April 2nd, 2024. Tufts was down in the first quarter. That was 8-1, Williams, and they brought it back to win 15-17. One of the first of many hard games for the Jumbos, ultimately leading to their loss to Hamilton. So curious to see how this matchup goes today, what mindset they're coming in with, and how they're going to attack this game. We've seen them be fearless and ferocious against all the other NESCAC teams here on Bello, so I would expect they're going with a similar mindset.
Yeah, I don't think the question for the Jumbos is one of mental strength. The question, I think, is just execution at this point. They've shown with their road trip, taking down RIT, taking down Stevens, taking down CNU, that they have what it takes to beat any team in the nation. It's just, will they continue to do what they've done for the first 8 games of this season and just show up every day? Because this is the NESCAC. You look at the Massey ratings, every single team's in the top 25. You take 1 half day off, and you're going to see loss number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. You were talking about their previous games. Tufts, one of their most challenging games is probably CNU, I would argue, with that win barely in overtime with the questionable goal. Williams only lost by 1 point to them, 11-12. Thoughts on that matchup, how that'll affect today?
I think Williams has learned in their last couple games that they have what it takes to stay with the best opponents. But at the same time, I've still yet to see them really show that they can hold a lead. You look at them on the season, they've had a couple leads in close games. They had a lead with 11 minutes left against CNU. They had a 2-goal lead with 7.5 left against Bates. They had a lead with 5.5 left against Trinity. Each one of those games, they weren't able to finish the job. So my question would become, based on these two teams' trajectories, what happens if we go into the fourth quarter and Williams is leading? What do we see?
Yeah, well, clearly they've been in that position before, and we will see as they face off here at the center hash.
Parker Merrill been so good from the draw, 613 on the year, and he's going to add to that right away. Chasing after Mason Cohn's program record from 2 years ago. As the Jumbos will look to get set offensively here. And a welcome sight for Jumbo fans. Jack Regneri back on the field after missing some time. Played the first half of that game on Saturday against Colby. Of course, in only a half, he managed to get 4 goals and an assist. Tagliaferri with it. Trying to spin back, nothing there. Going to be worked to the X and Brooks Hauser. 40 to shoot now for the Bows. Hauser trying to roll the crease. Gets shut off, trying to get his hands free. Spins back left. Has a hit, bounces it wide. He'll stay with the Bows.
Great defense there by Williams. They are marked closely to their men. They're not letting them get a free arm to take that shot.
Tagliaferri backs him down. Spins back, draws the double. Up top. Ettinghausen wanted the step down, but it wasn't there. Kelly will go to work with 15 to shoot. Rolls left, now tries to spin back right with 10.
Williams calling for a ward there.
Regneri with 5, gonna have to do something. Ball on the turf, skips it to Kelly. Gonna have to shoot it. He gets a look on frame, and it's saved there by Wetmore. Williams looking to go in transition. That ball is on the turf. Ayers knocks it down, scoops it up, and the Jumbos will look to go. Kelly will bring it across. Ettinghausen with it, GLE. Has a very fast start to this game. Will Emsing now. Almost took the shot, instead spins to his right. Dumps it back off. That one's Sky, caught by Ettinghausen, and he almost bowled it in.
They're just going to keep shooting, Riley. Williams has a good defense, but eventually Tufts is trying to break them down.
Hauser goes around the screen. Up top here to Ettinghausen. Around the horn, Tagliaferri with some space. Draws the double. Slide comes, he spins out of it. Whipped up top. Kelly now. Draws 2 up and under. A reverse shot into the top corner.
He wanted that goal, Riley. You could see it just in the way he moved. As soon as he caught the ball, he was getting that goal, and that's the way that Tufts capitalizes there. Something they struggled with last season, but seem to be doing a great job with coming into this one.
And I think that's what it's going to take, because you mentioned it right away, Catherine. This Williams defense, so good at preventing the Jumbos from beating them 1v1, something the Jumbos love to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious to see when and how Williams will capitalize on when they take possession. Their defense looks phenomenal right now, but you can only play defense for so long.
Well, they're going to start with the ball here as a clean win from Ian Kim. O'Neal tries to spin him, but Williams will get their attackman on the field and a look to set up offensively. It'll be Ryan Johnson, the junior midi from Somerset, New Jersey, who dumps it off to the X. That's Will Doran. Jumbos remember him. He had 4 against him a year ago. Now it's Matthew Johnson. Any guess as to whose brother he is, Catherine?
No idea, Riley.
That would be Ryan, his teammate.
Oh,
Shot low, bounced past Garzone's cage, and it spins out. It'll be picked up at the back by Will Doran. Doran with the spin, trying to get a step on wall bomb, but nothing there. Around it comes now to Matthew Johnson. The brothers playing a little bit of catch up top. Skip pass down low, whip to the X. Doran. Praying like a Panther, calling out a play. Now backing down, tries to force a shot, and it ends up in Garzone's net. Don't know how much he knew about it, but he's going to start the outlet. Is that ball going to hang up? I don't think it's going to matter, because I think someone's offside. It was Williams.
huh. Yeah, Williams has clearly done their homework. They know that has been a weak spot for the Jumbos.
Del Cristo with a excuse me shot that almost fooled the keeper. But Williams going to go the other way. Drew Nicholson is in trouble. Just chucks it to the middle. His man didn't see it, and the Jumbos are running. Rigneri gets it on his left, whips it wide. Jumbo's bench not happy with him there. They wanted him to move the ball with the 3v2. Midfield substitutions for the Bows. Jackson Red, Joey Kraft amongst those on the field. Here is Red at the X. Little screen and roll play. Tries to roll the crease, bounces it on frame, but a nice save down low from Wetmore.
Tufts is trying to do the individual, rely on the individual talent. They have the teamwork talent to take on this Williams defense. They just need to use it.
Jumbo seemed more than content to let Williams with the clear that time. Brendan Cooling whips it across. Haven't really seen the Eves get much of an offensive look so far. They're finally getting their short stick middies on the field now with 45 to shoot. Down the alley goes Ryan Nagel. Works it back up top. That's Shapiro. Johnson. Forced to the X. Doran now. Tries to roll the crease. Wallbomb waiting on him. Knock the ball free. He'll bounce it up top. Extra pass behind the man. And that's going to go out of play for a forced turnover. And a really great decision there.
Yeah, Tufts have their numbers up top. Good choice. Reconvene your team. They're only down by 1 right now, even though they've only played for 5 minutes.
Well, so often you see coaches, especially against the Jumbos, wait to use their timeouts in that kind of, we're trying to hold on to the lifeboat situation. But George McCormick, no hesitation. He saw that his team was caught out. They were about to be hit with a 6-on-4. And before the Jumbos could do anything, he immediately calls the timeout, lets his settled set defense get back. That's high-level coaching, and it's what you need if you want to beat a team as good as the Jumbos.
Absolutely, and I bet they also probably were discussing with the attack the repetition on where they're trying to attack. Of course, that's where the Jumbos have seen weaknesses in the past, but they have worked on that in practices. They have worked to fix that, and it's no longer a hole. And I wonder if they're readjusting to attack that properly.
Yeah, it's definitely something to consider. The Jumbo's defense has been something of a real, I almost want to say revelation. We knew they were going to be good. I don't know if we knew they were going to be this good.
Yeah, I don't know if we did either. I was looking at some stats beforehand. Both goalies on Tufts and Williams have a 56% save rate. The Williams goalie has seen about 115 shots. The Tufts goalie has only seen 75 shots over the same amount of games. That just shows you how good the Tufts defense is at keeping the ball from even getting to Connor Garzone.
I mean, 2 weeks ago in Hoboken, they kept Stevens off the score sheet for 35 consecutive minutes. That's the number 11 ranked team in the country. When you got a defense that good things happen. Interestingly, Dinolfo responds. He's going to have Rigneri start with the ball here to prevent a ride. And Rigneri goes around one, goes around a second, and gets the clear. And he might just keep running. Emsing draws the double. Now Kelly around the horn to tags. Chuck going to go to work. Emsing called for it and got it. That one's on the turf, but Tagliaferri able to stay with it. Looks to roll the crease here, draws the double up top. Kelly thought about the step down. Hauser draws two. Skip pass knocked down on the turf. Scoop backed up momentarily by Ettinghausen. And in the end, it'll be the Eves scooping that up. And their senior AJ Gilletta, who then gives it away behind the net. Kelly fighting for it. And it will stay with the Bows.
Williams coming out even more aggressive out of that timeout.
Emsing with the spin, draws a lot of contact. Stick goes flying. And it's going to be a turnover. Some great defense here from the Eves, who are in transition now. Cotton works it down, step down. Garzone with the save.
Great save and for a great place shot.
Williams with some trouble in transition. Jumbo's looking to go. Timmons, Ettinghausen, top corner.
This is where the Jumbos start. They come right out of that transition. That was probably less than, maybe about 5 seconds from when the Eves shot the ball to when the ball ended up in their back of the net.
Yeah, it was so fast, and it all started really just by a simple mistake from Williams. They had trouble getting their substitute midfielders, their attacking midfielders, into the box to get their deep holes onto the field, and by the time they got them on the field, the ball was in the back of the net.
Yeah, the Jumbos sure will make you pay for any small mistake that is made.
Face-off violation against Salcedo on that one. So Williams will get the ball here. Johnson almost got laid out by Del Cristo. As the Eves working it around the horn. Doran playing a little pitch and catch. Now Shapiro will back up. Wants to go 1v1 here against Panagopoulos. Instead, it'll come to the near side. Ryan Nagel. Tries to spin on Del Cristo. Ball almost got through. In fact, it did. Shapiro denied by Garzone. Rebound on the turf. And it'll be scooped by Del Cristo, who's going to look to run. Excuse me. That's Ben Clark with it. He works it to Ettinghausen. Rigneri comes off it hard. Switches to his left and draws a triple team.
That's one way to defend Jack Rigneri.
Now he's got the 1v1 matchup against the midi Ryan Johnson. But the Jumbo's going to slow things down, get their attacking midfield on the field. Tagliaferri gets an angle off the top post and down for a goal.
What an angle. You talk about angle. That is a slim angle, and yet Charlie was able to finish that goal.
Yeah, when I saw him take that shot, I thought he was crazy. I mean, there's a reason I'm not a math major, because I thought that angle wasn't going to work.
So did I. But that's the magic of Charlie Tagliaferri.
Tagliaferri, who is making a habit of making goals that should not happen except in video games. Parker Merrill back out on the draw for the Bows. And he's going to win that one cleanly to himself, and he might look to go. Merrill going to shoot it through some contact. Williams going to look to clear. This is Brody Page with it for the Eves. And the ball got knocked free from Regneri. Merrill fighting for it. He's pretty good at ground balls, and he's going to get that one, scooping it ahead. Back on the turf. The Eves had it. Now it's on the turf again. And the answer to who wants the ball is Sam Frizzoli. He'll find his brother. It's on the turf once again. Everyone fighting for it. Frizzoli has it, and he'll look to slow things down. Never mind, Regneri's going to shoot, and it'll be saved by Wetmore.
Scrappy play. You can see each team wanting it and starting to get a little pushier.
Yeah, these two teams have a very storied history. It's been one-sided, but it's been a lot of matchups late in SCAC tournaments, such as 4 years ago when they met in the SCAC championship here on Bello. These two teams, not exactly friendly.
No, friendly would not be a term I would use to describe these two teams. Always give a good game, though.
That is without question. Here's Ryan Nagel, looking to go to work. He'll whip it to Johnson. Step down, sailed into the night. It'll stay with Williams. It'll be restarted at the back from Doran. Here's Shapiro, who switched to this side. Up top, Harrison crosses shot wide. And it's going to stay with Williams. A good look there for Cross, who's second on the Eves in points. Nice jog being taken here by Nagel. Up against Walbaum. Now it's Shapiro's turn to work. Jumbo's sliding back into his zone here. Johnson with a step. Works it to the X. Cross all the way up top. Doesn't get through. It's picked off by Frizzoli. Jumbo's looking to go. Frizzoli wants to shoot it, and he'll finish it himself.
Talk about range, Riley.
Yeah, I mean,
Coast to coast.
Ben Frizzoli, not one who's afraid to shoot it, even as a long stick midi. And I mean, for Williams, someone's got to step up here as we take a look at that replay. And Catherine, you can just see how easy it is for him coasting from one end to the other.
Yeah, he's got the speed. You can tell he worked hard in the offseason, as does all these guys on the team, to just be physically more fit, faster.
Parker Merrill gets low, and a poor scoop there from Logan Lee is going to allow Williams to come away with the ball. Lee trying to get it back. He knocks it on the turf. Air scoops it up. And the Jumbos are going to keep on running. Eddinghausen has some help, instead spins away. Regneri calling for it here on the near side, but Eddinghausen wants to slow things down. Up dodge. Rolls back, hands free, just missed it. Jumbos continue to get point-blank looks. And they're doing a good job putting it on frame. But Matt Wetmore doing a good job keeping Williams in this game.
Yeah, you can see why he has won so many shots in such a good percentage.
And Regneri stepped in the crease. An uncharacteristic turnover from the junior.
Yeah, let's see if the East can capitalize.
Jumbo's going to set up with the full ride at midfield here. Williams has about 8 seconds to get it over. Pass on the turf. Another turnover. And the Jumbos are in transition again. Timmons to Regneri. He works it middle. Extra pass. Emsing reverses. If that had gone in, I don't know what I would have done.
Probably just collapsed.
Yeah, I think so. That or break our voice box.
You've
One
done
of the
that
two.
before. George McCormick not happy on that one.
Hauser with the quick restart. He wants to get in on the scoring fun, but he gets it trail checked from him. Falls onto the Bello field. And a push called against Williams. Will keep it with the Jumbos. And they're going to get a fresh shot clock. Dinolfo unhappy. He wanted a flag. And being told by the officials that they don't want to hear it. Bocchio now with it. Draws 3. Spins it back. Spin once. Spin twice. But Regneri can't quite get the hands free. Now he's going to roll. Lowers the shoulder. Works it to the X. Hauser from a tight angle. And a nice save from Wetmore. Williams looking to clear successfully, and they will here. Then they put the ball in a dangerous spot, but coming back to grab it is Doran. Eves have really struggled so far. Only 4 for 8 on the clear so far today. They haven't been great on the year, only 8-13 as a percentage, but 4 for 8 is not going to cut it.
No, not against a team like this.
Davis Miller on the field now for the Eves. Playing some perimeter passing. Now Sartorius gets a shot wide of Garzone's cage. He'll be backed up there by Cross, who drops it, picks it back up again, and works it up top to Shapiro. Around it comes here to Kuliman. Knocked free by Logan Lee. Scooped up by Panagopoulos, and the Jumbos have all sorts of numbers. Panagopoulos wide. This place would have erupted. Michael Ayers coming up momentarily here as Regneri spins inside and finishes over the top.
They're calling that a goal.
Williams not happy about it. They thought he was in the crease, but a 5th for the Jumbos. And it's almost an exact opposite of the start of this game a year ago.
Yeah, 5-0, a minute left in the first quarter. Last year, they were probably 1-7, 1-8 right now. Losing, Tufts losing. They're probably feeling pretty good about this lead right now.
I'd imagine they're feeling a lot better after this first quarter than several of the ones on their trip down to the Mid-Atlantic. Salcedo dives for that ball, and it's going to be a clamp called.
Salcedo just can't get it right today.
Dinolfo not happy. He thinks there was a push.
Most likelihood there was a push, but
Shapiro all the way back to midfield to save the possession here for the Eves. Johnson inside feed shot, and that looks like it hit off the outside of the cage.
I believe Garzone actually stopped that one, Riley.
Frizzoli has to stop to pick the ball up, but the Jumbos will get going again. Tagliaferri, who's being man-marked all the way out to midfield. 15 to go here, and a whistle. Timeout, Casey Dinolfo. He wants to set up a play here for the final 15 seconds of quarter number 1.
Curious what he's going to do. We've seen a lot of individual talent on the field today. Wondering if he's trying to get that teamwork up and moving.
Well, you mentioned that. 5 goals, only 1 off an assist. It was the Timmins assist there.
Yeah,
the transition
coast
play.
to coast. We haven't really seen them run anything up top yet.
Have not seen a lot of ball movement at all. And I think if you want to create ball movement, I think it starts with Jack Regneri not using him as your shooter, using him as your distributor. If they're going to man-mark him the whole way, gives you so many opportunities.
Absolutely, I agree.
While we have this 15 seconds here, can give you a quick update from across the state. 29 seconds left in the third quarter in the women's game. 7-6 Jumbos, who have not scored there in that third quarter, in what looks to be a very close one out in Williamstown.
That's tighter than I imagined, Riley.
Yeah, Jumbos and Eves out in Williamstown on the women's side is always a very tight one. 2 years ago, it finished 7-6 after Allie Zorn had a game winner with 30 seconds left in that one.
Just very different situation here with the Jumbos and Eves. 5-0, 16 seconds left, excuse me. Gonna look for a play to be run. Get some movement, initiate that, get some new players in.
It'll start with the ball in Jack Regnary's stick here on the near side. He's out there with his fellow attackmen, along with Will Emsing, Tagliaferri, and Kelly. Regnary rolls the crease, draws the double up top. Hauser snipes it on a submarine. It hits the turf. Williams just going to hold on to the ball and pray. Giving away Kelly with one. And he's going to run out of time. And that chaotic, frenetic play is how the first quarter comes to an end.
Yes, Tufts up 5-0. Still relying on some individual talent, which is unusual at this point in the game to see. Normally we see some more give and goes, that kind of thing.
Well, Catherine, I thought you mentioned something interesting. Identical save percentages between the two goalies. It's 5-0. They both have 6 saves so far. Just the Jumbo's doing a much better job preventing the Eves from getting point-blank looks, allowing Garzone to see everything that he's being faced with.
Absolutely. I would argue that the East defense are also doing a great job with what they're having. The individual talent, again, is insane on the Jumbo's team, frankly. But they're doing a great job holding their own and sticking on them. We didn't see them get a shot off in the first 5 minutes. Well, one shot that went in. But they're not letting them get their free hands.
No, the Jumbos have only scored 1 goal in the settle set offense. The other 4 have come in transition. So I think if you're Williams, you have to be happy about your settled set defense. You just got to tell your offense, we got to put some of these shots that end up on Connor Garzone in the back of the net. Because we do that, not only do we get back in the game, but we keep the Jumbos from running in transition.
Absolutely, and brings us to the transition. I think they're losing the ball a lot in the transition because they're frantic, because they just want to get the ball away from their defense. Being able to scoop up a ground ball cleanly, I haven't seen a lot of those today, Riley. I don't know about you.
No, there's not been a very succinct ground ball cleanup crew out here on Bello. We might need to call in our friends on the transportation team for that. One thing to note, surprisingly, for a team that only has a 45% drop percentage on the year, going up against a Jumbo team with a 65% one, Williams was 4 for 6 on the draw circle in that first quarter.
Yeah, they've been rotating. The Jumbos have been rotating a few in and out. I believe that's Parker Merrill. Oh, no, Salcedo.
And he will win that one to Ben Frizzoli. Jumbo's going to look to go here as it comes to Eddinghausen. Tagliaferri gets an angle. This time Williams shuts off even at the acute side. Hauser now. He'll take a jog as Garrett Kelly comes onto the field. Hauser. Stutter step works into Eddinghausen. Inside feed just too low for Tagliaferri. And he's going to run out of real estate keeping that ball in. A 7th Jumbo turnover on the night. And a step down bounce over Garzone's cage. Good look there from Aiden Hausenbolt. Double on cross here from Ayers and Walbaum. Forces the dangerous pass that's picked off by Del Cristo. He's going to look to run. Hauser has O'Neal as a trailer. Instead rolls, but still can't get his hands free. Eddinghausen spinning each and every way, but can't get free. Now tries to roll the crease, jump shot wide, and Regnary will back it up.
They just aren't getting that step like they normally do against other NESCAC teams they played.
Regnary trying to change that, spins. Extra pass. Eddinghausen up, under, and in.
Even then, his hands weren't free, Riley. That's just what the Jumbos do. I think it starts with the passing and the movement of the ball because Williams is playing aggressive. They are doubling the ball, whoever has it, because they know the talent. But as soon as you pass that ball, Riley, you got a shot like that.
Exactly, Catherine. And the Jumbos doing a really good job in this game at just taking what Williams is giving them. If the pass is there, they'll take the pass. If the individual play is there, they'll take that.
Parker Mail back on the draw.
I don't think I've
Face-off.
ever seen a draw tied up like that one. Merrill eventually able to shove it ahead to Ben Clark. Hauser with it now. Takes a Cinderella twirl before giving it to Jackson Red. Callum Wood on the field for the first time today. As the Jumbos are going to call that a shot. Or excuse me, it was a deflected pass, so it'll stay with the Bows. Hauser around the red screen. Up top, Ettinghausen had it trail checked from him. And the Eves will look to start the clear. And that pass is... Will it stay? Jumbos thought Williams was offside. Williams thought the Jumbos were offside. The referees think it's too cold to blow the whistle.
Yeah, I don't think either were offsides based on my limited counting abilities.
They might have been offsides, but it was too close to really justify a call in that situation.
I've seen them call closer.
Oh, for sure, but to be honest, how I saw it, I thought both teams were offside, so...
Cancels out.
Here's Ryan Johnson, who sprints down the alley. Inside feed ends up in Garzone's cage. And he'll circle around the crease. Wall bomb. Casual as he likes, up to Michael Ayers. He'll skip it to Hauser. Hauser definitely got away with a ward. Now Tagliaferri. Spins. Waiting for someone to cut free. Now cuts inside. Draws a double. Slows it down. Garrett Kelly will come collect at the near side with 30 to shoot. Lowers the left shoulder. Spins back. Still just can't get his hands free. Kelly shoots and gets called for a ward.
Finally, McCormick's been screaming about that one for probably the past 2 minutes.
I think that's a makeup call for the one they missed on Brooks Hauser.
They've missed a few, Riley.
Williams still having trouble with the clear as they throw it away again. Jumbo's running now. Another pole goal? Not this time. As Frizzoli wanted a second. Ragnari goes to work. Reverses it. A little too high there. And it'll stay. Thanks to the backup from Garrett Kelly. Kelly has a screen set up. Is going to use it. Face dodge. Gets inside position and buries it. And they will give the goal. There was a question about a crease violation, but they're going to say it hit the back of the net first. And the Jumbos are up 7-0.
That's a good spot for them to be in, but we will watch the replay.
That's a bang call.
Yeah, tight call. But they will call it a goal.
Division III Lacrosse not quite up to the replay standard yet.
Maybe one day.
Who knows? Could be coming sooner than we think, Catherine.
You're telling me.
Hauser with the sprint, the stop, now gets a step, but gets trail checked perfectly by the Eves. That one knocked free from Eddie Lloyd. Williams wants to slow things down, see if they can finally get a settled set look. Have not had one really this quarter so far.
They haven't, but boy, have they slowed down the Tufts offense.
Johnson gets a step, but can't get his hands free. Step down off of, I think, Garzone, but it might have been a jumbo helmet. And it'll stay with Williams. Here is Shapiro. Has yet to have a shot today. The Eve's leading goal scorer. Little stutter step from Nagel. Gets inside position, but spins out of it. Shapiro now against Del Cristo. Works at GLE. Jumbo's hung up. Able to stop. Shapiro tries to spin back. 15 to shoot. Little stutter step from Johnson. Work to the X with 10. Pass up top. Shapiro still can't get his hands free. He goes down. Ball goes with him. Jumbo's coming away with it. Del Cristo with the 4-on-3. Inside feed. And a point-blank save from Matt Wetmore.
Throwing a little fake there, Riley. He's got it.
Great play there from Del Cristo. Just couldn't beat the Williams goalie, who is keeping them in this game single-handedly. Now up to a ridiculous 7 saves on the day. Around the horn it goes. That's been kind of the script for the East so far. Have yet to penetrate the jumbo zone at any point. There they try. It hits off the top of the cage, and the Jumbos catch a break. Frizzoli. Gonna shoot, and another point-blank save from Wetmore. Down low, Ranieri this time bounces it over. Williams playing on a knife's edge, but they're staying in it.
Wetmore really saving Williams there on the transitions. Williams' defense is good in the settled set, but you can't just rely on your goalie there.
And a really smart decision once again from George McCormick. He realizes this game's getting a little too fast for Williams' liking, and is going to use his second timeout of this first half.
As you said, this is a time where most coaches would use their first timeout. Really smart to use that at the beginning. Haven't seen much of a change, though, from it. Maybe this one will result differently.
Yeah, taking a look at the stat line on the day, just some things that really are standing out. I mean, I think the biggest one is still the 0 on the scoreboard for the Eves through now 22-plus minutes, but the clears just a massive difference. Jumbo's 13 for 13 on the clear. Williams, a paltry 8 for 14.
Yeah, I would also say that Tufts has 1 assist currently with their 7 goals. That's surprising to me, knowing how Tufts plays and knowing how Tufts can play. I haven't seen them play like the team I've seen them play earlier, yet they're still up 7-0. So what that means, I'm not quite sure, but
I think it means that Williams, for all that the scoreboard is telling you, is playing very well defensively. The problem they're having is that they cannot figure out a way to get in this game offensively.
yes, they've clearly done their homework, though. They've researched Tufts. They knew what their weak spots were. Of course, those change every game for the Tufts Jumbos as they adapt to each team they're playing as well.
And this is a Jumbos team that is known for having massive changes at the halftime break. Casey D'Adolfo will change things on a dime. He did it against CNU and RIT to massive success, and I wouldn't be surprised the way this offense has kind of looked stagnant in the settled set if he changes something again at the half today. Ranieri gets his hands free and buries it.
That's what happens when you let Jack Ranieri's hands.
I mean,
Have
then
a
on
foot.
the other hand, Catherine, they do have 8 goals. So maybe the offense is just working differently today.
Hey, and that's okay.
That is a second for Rigneri on the day. He'll join Eddinghausen and Kelly as the three jumbos with multiple goals. Rigneri already up to 26 goals on the season, having played, less than the equivalent of 5 complete games. That ball goes about 100 feet skyward, and I think an offside called against Williams. It'll be jumbo ball. Play being called out from the sideline as the jumbo substitute on. Emsing takes it. Rolls hard towards the crease, works it to the X. Up top now, Kelly. Definitely got away with the ward again. Tagliaferri spins left, spins right, gets his hands free, and buries it off the post.
Riley, I'm speechless on that one. Again, I'm not great at math. You're not great at math. But the angle.
Yeah, again with him, I just don't know. Like, he spins one way, I'm thinking, all right, he's going to go left. He spins the other way, somehow finds himself wide open, and then just picks the tiniest angle to perfection.
And maybe that's all that's left. The Eves have blocked out almost every other angle. But a team like Tufts will find whatever smallest angle they can, and they will score.
A rugby scrum going on at midfield as they fight for the ball. And eventually, on the third attempt, Salcedo will control.
Salcedo getting some more reps in today. Looking better and better each one.
Lights come on here at Bello. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Hauser. Through 2. A lot of contact. And a really, really good timeout that is unfortunate. It was needed, but then Brooks Hauser did put the ball in the back of the net.
I bet Casey DeNovo is regretting that one. Or maybe not.
I don't think he's regretting it. I think his attackmen are probably regretting it. I'm guessing he is perfectly fine with his decision to call the timeout because 9 times out of 10 in that situation, one of 2 things is getting taken off, either the ball or Brooks Hauser's head.
Yeah. So, better safe than sorry, I guess.
That was the philosophy, and you can afford to give up goals by taking timeouts when you're leading 9-0 24 minutes into a game.
Yeah, but we've seen people come back from this. I think the Eves have it in them to come back with a few minor changes. Can they do that on the fly, though, is the question.
That is the 10-cent question of the day. We'll give you an update from Williamstown. That one still continues to be tight. 9-7 now with 6.5 to play in the game. As the Jumbo women look to continue their unbeaten season. As a reminder, they'll be back here on Bello facing off against the 5th-ranked Wesleyan Cardinals on Saturday.
That will be a good game.
It will be. These Jumbos, the guys, will travel to Middletown to take on the Cardinals in what has been billed as the game of the week at 1 o'clock on Saturday. So it's Wesleyan everywhere here in Medford this weekend, and most of it will be here on JumboCast.
Yeah, tune into what will be a very exciting game.
Eddinghausen behind the back feed. Shot wide there from Callum Wood.
Probably a play they must have set up in that timeout.
Hauser will restart play. Henry Tweedy on the field for the first time today. Here he is. Hauser. Ragneri, step down, too high.
They're starting to move it a little more than in the first quarter.
Eddinghausen calling out a play. He'll work it. Inside feed, caught. Tweedy missed the net on a point-blank look. 23 left to shoot as the Bows look to go. Wood. Frizzoli, skip pass. Down low. A little too low, and that's a turnover. Tweedy couldn't quite find Wood. Jumbo's going to substitute, set up the ride. And a solo clear from the Eefs, who will bring it across and look to get themselves on the scoreboard for the first time today. Shapiro still is yet to record a shot. Johnson working against Frizzoli. Draws the double, swings it up top. Nagel to Shapiro. Extra pass. Now the other Johnson. Work to cross on the X. Johnson with 35. Working against Stockdale, but can't get anywhere. Cross up top. Shapiro. Back to cross down low. And a save by Garzone. Wallbaum fighting for it. He goes down. Ref says play on. Dinolfo furious. Nagel. Jumbo's bench won an award. Referees very much uninterested in calling any awards today.
They're just letting them play, Riley.
I like it. And that one put in the back of the net. Finally, the Eefs get on the scoreboard. Will Doran gets them a goal.
Time. They were waiting on that one, although the excitement around that goal from the bench, not as big as I expected. But game face, game mode. Ready to get the next one, I guess.
And I think that's what you have to get if you're Williams. You got to get one, and then you can't think about the scoreboard. It's just got to be you get the next one, and you don't look up at least until halftime, but probably until you get it a lot closer. Ben Clark couldn't scoop the ball cleanly, and the Eefs get another bounce that goes their way, but they put it right back on the turf. Jumbo's going to set up a de facto ride here at the restraining line. Ben Clark giving some problems to Williams. Both teams out of timeouts. A ward and a half, and this one they're going to call. Great work there from Ben Clark on the ride. Jumbo's got away with an offside there as they miss Ethan O'Neill scampering back. Then a little exchange as Wallbaum takes it across. Ragneri comes back to collect. Under 3 to go here in the first half. Jumbo's leading 9-1. Tagliaferri. Calling out a play. Or rather telling Harrison Stockdale to get subbed off. Spins right. This time the double waiting for him. Up top to Kelly. He rolls left, gets a shot, and a point-blank save with the feet there from Wetmore. Eddinghausen looking to roll the crease. Draws double. Around it comes to Kelly on the far side. He spins. Faces up, hands free, and he buries it.
What a shot, Riley. Top corner from, what, 20 feet out?
About. And that just shows you cannot, with any of these Jumbos, let them get their hands free or they will make you pay.
Even if you don't let them get their hands free, they will still make you pay.
That is the reality of the situation. A hat trick now for Garrett Kelly as the Jumbos just continue to find the back of the net almost at will. Merrill, another face-off win there. He'll just dump it ahead to Brooks Hauser. Jumbo's bench shouting instructions at their midfielders. Regneri might not wait. He draws the double. Spins back. Draws everyone. And his skip pass is cut out. Going the other way here is Brody Page. He'll dump it off to Shapiro, who has runners ahead of him. Works behind the crease. Doran back to Cross. Minute 15 to go in the first half. Little stutter step there from Nate Felsenhall. Now Johnson. Trying to get his right hand free. Just doesn't come. Step down, deflected. And we're going to see what they call. It'll stay with Williams. 35 to shoot. Parker Merrill still on the field. Was not able to be substituted off. So the Jumbos without a long stick midi. A lot of contact. No call. And we play on.
I'm a little surprised about that one.
You could hear it through the mics. Shapiro with 15 to shoot. Rolls the alley, dumps it down low. Bounce off the outside of the cage. And the backup will stay with Williams, 24 to shoot. Cross spins, gets a step, reverses it. Okay, Will Doran, have yourself a nice finish.
What a shot. That's not something I was expecting to see today, or something that I was expecting to have a goal off of.
I don't think you were expecting to see it. I sure know that Connor Garzone was not expecting it. And in a blink of an eye, Williams has two. The question now is, can they keep the Jumbos from scoring before this quarter ends?
16 seconds. All it takes is 7 seconds, really.
Salcedo back out, and a violation against Williams, so that's not going to help their case as the Jumbos look to go now. Emsing with 10. Rolls towards the crease, draws the double, and then Trailjack's going to knock the ball free and end the quarter. We go to the halftime break as Garzone catches that one at 10-2. Catherine, Williams showed a little bit of life there in those last couple of minutes. Gives them a little bit something to feel good about going to the halftime break.
Yeah, I think they should focus on the good there. Their defense is looking great. Their attack has some good looks. They have talent. They can see that. And they just need to keep working at the Jumbo's defense.
That is definitely the way that this one will go. We're going to step aside at halftime. Before we go, we'll tell you that it's about to go final in Williamstown. 5 seconds left there. Jumbo's going to hold on for a 10-8 win. Be back with us in about 9 minutes. Welcome back to Bello, where, in a fitting manner, given that the ice hockey teams working the sidelines here today, it has gotten rather chilly, rather fast.
I'm freezing. Part of me wishes I was out there playing right now. Maybe I'd be warmer.
Guarantee you they're warmer than we are here
They are working hard.
in our virtual press box that is standing on the sidelines of Bello Field.
I was about to say, what press box are you in?
That's why it's a virtual one, Catherine.
Oh.
Salcedo lays out to win the draw. Ball still bouncing on the turf and eventually scooped up by Williams momentarily. Salcedo wins it back, and the Jumbo bench explodes in cheers.
Good hustle there. Scrappy play.
Ben Frizzoli able to clear it. He might want another goal. Instead, he'll skip it down low. Del Cristo ended up bouncing it to Regneri, who's going to try and spin back, but draws the double. Hauser. He draws two friends in purple. Will spin back to Willemsing. Tagliafieri catches it with a head of steam. Now it'll be Kelly's turn to run with the ball. Everyone getting warm here in the second half. Kelly lowers the shoulder, lost the ball, and it comes on the turf. Jumbo's not happy. They thought there were some extracurriculars there. In the meantime, they're going to get the ride set up. Lob pass, and a good job getting just enough space to prevent that from being a suicide pass, as Johnson able to catch it before Garrett Kelly could lay him out. That one deflected, still on the turf. Can't tell you where that ball is. Don't even know if the players know where it is. All sorts of holds. William going to come away with it momentarily. Dinolfo is screaming at the near official.
Dinolfo doesn't scream a lot, but when he does.
What a trail check there from Logan Lee. But the Jumbos aren't able to pounce on the ball. 25 seconds left in what this apparent Williams possession is. That really has just been a scrum on the near sideline. Johnson works it to his brother with 15. He takes a bump, works it to the X with 10. Doran up top. Shapiro with 5, gonna have to shoot it himself. To the X with 3, 2, inside feed, caught. The shot does not hit the cage, and it's a violation. Jumbo's running now.
They are not stopping.
Wallbaum works it near side. Tagliafieri wanted to step into it, but couldn't quite corral it. Hauser spins back. Submarine shot, and a good job backing it up from Regneri. He'll restart play. Jumbo's going to substitute in their second midfield unit. Hauser. Split dodge. Skip pass, missed everyone. And it's going to end up in the crease with Matt Wentrone. Jumbo Rye getting set up at midfield as it gets worked back to Wetmore. 5 seconds left for Williams to clear, and it will be a solo attempt. Jumbo's won an offside, didn't get it. Dinolfo giving out instructions to his attack unit about a more aggressive ride. Johnson with the face dodge, but he put it wide of Garzone's cage. Dinolfo having conversation with Will Emsing as Williams gets the play resumed, making sure his midfielders are on the same page about the attacking game plan. Hard drive, work to the X and Doran. Pass up top, Shapiro skied for it. Williams again in this situation with 20 to shoot. Shapiro works it. Johnson thought about the step down, but didn't have the angle. Doran rolls the crease again. Williams gonna back it up, but they got 10 to shoot.
Williams looking like they have a renewed life in them.
Shapiro, split dodge, hands free, bounced off the frame of Garzone's cage, and it'll end up on the turf. It's going to end up being kicked back all the way into the Williams half. Bodies go down. Jumbo's come away with it. Enninghausen spins, shoots, and denied. A whistle goes, and it's going to end up a crease violation.
Williams is lucky that happened. Tufts was ready to attack there.
Neither team giving an inch in this 8-goal game to start the second half. Now, the one thing I will say, Williams definitely coming out much better than they were in that first half, but they're still working a little slow for a team that's chasing 8 goals.
Yeah, you can see there's life left in them, and they hustle when the ball's shot, but they need a little bit more to get past this tough defense.
As you say that, George McCormick's yelling at his bench about the guy standing still. Johnson tried to come free. He got the ball trail checked from him, and the Jumbos are running. Frizzoli works it near side, step down wide, and it will stay with the Jumbos. It hit someone. Could not tell you who.
I believe it was Wetmore off the goalie.
Well, if it hit Wetmore, then it's better because he has more protection than these defenders.
Not by much, Riley.
Kelly. Regneri wanted it on the near side. Still calling for it. Instead, it comes up top. Emsing now. Skips it. Regneri gets it. Step down. Thought about it. Gets low. And right into the crease of Wetmore's stick. I mean, if it was target practice, it'd be perfect, but I don't think that's what Jack was intending.
Absolutely not. And most goalies, that would have gone in. But Wetmore has been showing out today with his skills in the net.
Now up to 12 saves on the day is the senior. Yet to be a goal so far in this second half from either side. As Felsen Hall works that ball, ends up on the turf momentarily.
Yeah, both defenses doing a great job not letting the other score.
That one did get to the cage of Garzone. It'll be backed up by Williams. Interesting, there was not a shot clock reset. Looked, at least to me, like it hit the cage. Shapiro with the shot. That one is caught on his knees by Garzone. Outlet in stride. Stockdale. Gonna shoot. And a foot save. And then the rebound skied on an ambitious effort from Brooks Hauser, who is now shoving with the Williams defenders as Regneri restarts play. Absolute chaos here in Medford. And eventually, the clear attempt will begin with Brody Page, who has to go through Emsing but gets it ahead. Half a quarter with a lot of action, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. Jumbo struggling a little bit with substitutions.
Yeah, that attack down there were 3 of them on 6 of the Williams defense. Normally, that's one of the Dumbos' smooth transitions.
Doran works it back to Nagel, who has a low-angle shot. And it hits off, I believe, the outside of the cage. Tough to see around Casey D'Onofrio. Doran with the spin, gets a step, face dodge, rolls the crease but missed the net. And the race there. Was that Garzone? No, it was Panagopoulos. I was about to say.
Ala Garzone probably could get that ball if he had wanted.
Frizzoli. Draws the double, works it down to Enninghausen. Regneri at the X. As Hauser takes his spot here on his left wing. Faces up, rolls the alley. Draws the double. Regneri now draws 2. Can't get the pass through. and it's picked up by the Eefs. Then a whistle goes, and I believe the Jumbos are keeping the ball thanks to a very generous push call.
Generous, but the Jumbos will have to capitalize on it to get their momentum. It's been almost 10 minutes into this second half. Nothing.
Kelly. And a thing to note, Ben Friedman into the game. Connor Garzone's day seems to be done. Inside feed, and this time they listen to you, Catherine. Eddinghausen gets his hat trick, and the Jumbos get 11.
Just in time to hit the 5-minute mark. Left in this quarter.
Jumbos get their first of the second half. I don't know. I might have to go back and look. I don't know if there's been, well, maybe in that Hamilton game when they only scored a goal in the entire first half, but that might be, other than that might have been the longest stretch this Jumbos team has gone without scoring all year.
You might be right, and I think that we can attribute that to the East defense.
Merrill able to get the draw, then gets clamped. Ball still on the turf, and eventually Wallbaum comes away with it. Then he doesn't. Men go flying, sticks go flying, ball goes flying, Jumbo ball, flag goes flying for good measure.
Lots of chaos here.
Jumbo's bench screaming at the referees and also holding his assistants back.
Referee is not taking it.
No.
Normally they don't.
Now, it is interesting, though, how quickly that discussion was ended as Wallbaum going to go to the box. Williams going to go man up here for the next minute. Haven't been particularly great in the EMO this year, only 8 for 21.
Not the best we've seen, but maybe this will spark a fire. Let them score a goal.
We'll see if it does. Jumbo's with a very aggressive man down unit typically.
Jumbos will not make it easy for them, that's for sure.
And on cue, they knock the ball free and start the transition. Frizzoli with a brilliant decision to let it run. Jumbos couldn't find it momentarily. Gonna bring it all out right with their attackmen, but can't do anything about it. Williams will look to get set up again. 25 seconds left on the EMO. Nagel works it around. Step down off the top of Garzone's cage. Williams should be able to keep that in their attacking half, but they're down to 10 seconds on the man up. Skip pass. Shapiro with a lefty shot saved by Garzone, and the Jumbos kill off the man down. Jumbo's going to slow things down here as they get their attacking midfielders on the field for the first time in a while here.
Yeah, this is one of the few settled sets in the second half that we've seen from the Jumbos.
Eddinghausen trying to go to work. Hauser's shot sails. Backed up by Bocchio. Jumbos seem to be trying some new plays here in the second half. Callum Wood with it. Tried to get his hands free, but couldn't quite get an angle. Ragnari comes up high to catch the ball and hits the outside of the post.
That is not a shot I'd want to be in front of, Riley. That's for sure.
Eddinghausen to restart play. Spins back. Jumbos with a substitution. They got a step now. Kraft. Ragnari through everybody, but can't get it on frame. And Williams going to try and clear it. There is some trouble. All out ride from the Bows. But Williams able to escape momentarily. Ahead now to Eddie Lloyd. Numbers for the Eefs. Shot is pinged from Shapiro.
And that's what a good transition looks like, Riley. We haven't seen a lot of those. Lots of fumbling in the midfield, but once you get that down, you can slip right through the Jumbo's defense.
And the first time Shapiro gets a look all night, he makes the most of it. Margin back to 8 here with 3 minutes to go in the third. Referee making sure that ball is nice and centered. For today's wrestling match number 10. Williams going to win that one. And he'll look to set up in the settled set. Parker Merrill has not been his typically dominant self tonight.
No, he hasn't. I think they've been trying out a few other people.
Shapiro tried to do the same thing, but ran into Michael Ayers in the process. And the Jumbos will look to clear. A whistle blows. Oh, a Jumbo is down. We're going to step aside here momentarily. Be back. A really good sight to see Michael Ayers able to run off on his own feet. He seems to be all good, at least according to the indications from the raucous noise on the Jumbo's bench. As the Jumbo's going to resume their clear. On the near side, Panagopoulos with a little bounce pass to Tagliaferri. Kelly. Williams has dropped into his zone. Ragneri. Inside feed almost went in off the back of the goalie, but he was alert to it.
I wouldn't have been surprised if that one went in, Riley. Would have gone in.
Successful clear for the Eves, who've been much better in transition in this second half. Aggressive defense here. Clark trying to use that midfield line as a trap, and it's an offside against Williams. You go too close to that midfield line, it becomes the third defender.
High IQ play there. Able to make it work in favor of the Jumbos.
Jumbo's able to clear successfully. Some new faces on the field for the Bows. Emsing reverses and almost able to fire that one home with that nice little face dodge to get the left hand free. Hauser. Been quiet so far tonight. Fools his man. Up top feed. Off the outside of the post on a good look there from Will Emsing. Now Kelly might just go. He'll dump it, get it right back. This time ducks under and finishes into the bottom corner.
He is just one of those guys. He drives for goal. He will get that goal, and he's showing that tonight.
Yeah, Garrett Kelly did not have the greatest start to the year, but has quickly gotten back to that form he had towards the end of last year, up to 17 goals now on the year. 4 tonight to lead all scorers.
Yes, a true asset to this Tufts offense. Salcedo back on the face-off.
And he's going to win it this time relatively cleanly.
One of the first clean ones in a while.
Hauser going to use Salcedo as a perfect screener. Got the matchup he wants. Draws the double. Jumbo's trying to get Salcedo off. Get Joey Kraft on. Now to be Regneri. Faked the pass to Jackson Red. 25 seconds to go here in the quarter. Regneri rolls right. Draws the double. Tried to work it back to Kraft, but couldn't do so cleanly. Ball back on the turf. Williams looking to run with 10 to go in the quarter. Shapiro. Works it near side. 5 to go. Doran trying to draw. Pass, step down is wide, and that'll be how the quarter ends. We go to the fourth. Jumbo's leading 12-3. Welcome back here to Bello. 1 quarter left to go. And what has been a decidedly less competitive game than I think we were expecting, Catherine.
Yeah, that's for sure. These Jumbos are just steamrolling is the word I'm going to use. Most of the teams they come in contact with,
Is that the word you're going to use because you want steam because it's so cold out here?
maybe my head is there in a warm place, but they are trampling. How about that? Trampling over many teams that they have struggled with sometimes in the past. And I believe they will continue to do that through the rest of the season.
Jumbos did substitute out their starting attack line at the quarter break. Step down from Frizzoli, and 2 for the long pole.
Yeah, no words yet again.
I don't know if I've ever seen a game where the Jumbos have been quite as spread out in the attack as this one. Did not have Ben Frizzoli with 2 goals on the day on my bingo card.
Neither did I. Maybe 1. 2?
1 was never that much of a question. It definitely could happen the way the Jumbos play in transition. But 2 in the same night is a rare occasion for the senior.
Yes, I wonder if he'll try to make it 3. Just for kicks.
Oh, a Ben Frizzoli hat trick would be something.
This bench would go crazy.
And a draw win there, or it was until he got tripped up by Parker Merrill, and I believe a clamp is going to be called. Yeah.
1 stick, now 2 pieces on the field.
I don't know whose stick that is, though. I don't see anyone without a stick.
I believe it's Williams player.
Referee decides he's just going to throw it.
Aiden Hausenbold is my best guess, but who knows?
Starting midfield still on. Bokeo sent that one long. Quick restart from the back. That pass is going to be cut out, though, from Tagliaferri. A long clear attempt will be successful. Jarrett Stiller now. That shot over the top of Friedman's cage. And it will be Williams' ball still. Nagel skips it all the way across. Shapiro, who has scored at least 2 goals in every game since opening day for this Williams team. That shot off the outside. Another stick goes down.
Still in one piece, though.
Could not see whose stick that was. Johnson working against Stockdale. Gets inside. Skips it all the way up top to his brother. That one bounced into the back of the net.
Brother connection.
They got that ESP thing that just allows them to know when one of them wants the ball, even though the other one's half an inch from the goal.
Seems to work out for them in this play.
Jumbo's going to switch up their draw person. It'll be Eric Helgelson out on the face-off. Has struggled a little bit this year. The lowest on the Jumbo team, at an even 500 because...
That's the lowest.
Yeah. And I think he's going to be ahead of that now after winning that draw.
Just above 50.
Bocchio takes a jog. Work to Melton on the X. Jumbo see an opportunity. Will they take it is the question. Henry Tweedy coming on, as is Nick George. Tweedy with the spin. Work to the X. George wants it. Instead, it comes up top. Step down. Off the outside of the post. It'll stay with the Bows. Quick restart. Wood on the X. Inside feed. Caught shot. Just couldn't finish before getting run over. It was Joey Kraft. Around it's going to go. Tweedy now. Keogh skips it. Extra pass. Back to Tweedy. Tic-tac-toe. Keogh thought the step down. Skipped it instead. Up, under. Oh, my word. What a team goal.
That's what I was talking about in the first half. Wow. The precision of those passes, spot on. Very rarely can a team do that many passes in a row and finish.
Yeah, I lost track of the number of passes about immediately.
I'm going to guess somewhere around 5, 6.
Denolfo absolutely loving the offense.
Yeah, that's one type of goal we haven't seen yet today. We've seen a lot, but that was our first true team goal.
And for the first time tonight, the Jumbos have pushed the lead to 10. That ball hits off everyone and everything before hitting the turf once again. Eventually, Williams comes away with it, and a shot from distance off the outside of the cage.
He almost had that one.
Face-off leading to a pole goal. Don't know if I've seen that script before.
I feel like the Jumbos have done that at least once.
Probably. Might be before my time, though. Johnson down the alley against Solomon. Now they'll match up on the X. Johnson rolls, dumps it up top. Shapiro tried to get his hands free, but found the ball, flopped free instead. Jumbo's bench wanting another from Ben Frizzoli. Instead, it's Wood. He draws the double. Now Max Melton here on the near side. Had a cutter, didn't like the option, so he'll work it to the X. Taking a jog as he waits for Tweedy to join the attack. Here's the tall freshman in the 41. George now. He wants the 1v1. Little stutter step. Up and under. Works it up top. Skip to the near side and Melton. He'll roll, dump it back to Tweedy. Red will work it with 20 to go. George lowers the shoulder, draws the double behind the back feed, and a shot just missed from Callum Wood.
That's team chemistry.
And
Even though they didn't score.
Jumbos are playing on advanced mode here. 5 to go. Inside feed, caught, shot, and it will not end up on frame. Williams does kill off the shot clock. And while that was going on, Jumbos made a goalie change. The sophomore Will Anderson now in net, as he'll get a first look at NESCAC play on the season. Still an all-out ride from the Bows.
This may not be his first. I believe he played in that Trinity game.
You might be right about that. There are so many players who played in that Trinity game. Forget.
Yeah, this is starting to look similar with the amount of subs that are going in and out of this box.
The only thing is Jack Regneri needs about 6 more goals to catch up to his Trinity mark.
This is true. Unlike the Trinity game, more players have scored.
The Eves still finishing their substitutions here. Wasted half the shot clock. And I think that's something that even leaving today they need to work on, is the speed with which they get into their settled set offense.
Once they're in it, they've shown they can score, especially against a defense like Tufts.
Jumbo's running here. Owens gives it up. Melton gets destroyed. Jumbo's wanted both an offside and a penalty. Instead, they're going to put the ball on the turf. Jumbo's assistant coach is still screaming that there should have been an offside. I'm not a lacrosse ref, but I can probably tell them they're not going to get that 50-50 call up 10 in the fourth quarter.
No, they are not, and frankly, they do not need it right now. They look.
Joey Kraft with the face dodge. Draws half the East defense, spins back, goes down, ball on the turf, and Williams going to come away with it. Running upfield here is Lloyd once again. He'll work it to Doran, who skates around everybody, spins through a couple, but forgot the ball on the way. Jumbo's trying to get it clear. Anderson gets it ahead. New faces abound for the Bows. Braun Lip with it now. He'll step off as the ball goes ahead to Kraft. Melton works it down low. It's dropped. Scooped up again, but a great timeout from Casey Adolfo.
There's that other 9 out of 10 call with the timeouts.
That one they were definitely going to lose.
Yes. Good call by Tufts. Wondering if they will set up another settled play with a new lineup.
That would be definitely something. I think it's a good idea, Catherine, because I think you want your second unit to be able to run your plays just as well as your top unit.
I believe they can. They might even be starting into the third unit right now with 7 minutes left.
Can tell you, looking around the NESCAC, that game we were watching earlier, Wesleyan and Amherst, has flipped. Wesleyan now leads 8-6 in that one. So the Jumbos will, of course, go to Middletown at the weekend in a game that could be a decider in terms of home field advantage in the NESCAC tournament. Amherst, of course, is unbeaten on the year going into that game, but they're going to need to find 2 goals in the next 5 minutes if they want to keep that unbeaten season alive.
Yeah, 2 big opponents for the Jumbos this season.
Yeah, this is crunch time in the NESCAC season. The NESCAC regular season will end exactly 3 weeks from today with the Jumbos on the road in Bowdoin. In between then and now, they will play Wesleyan, Bates, Middlebury, and Amherst.
A lot of big games coming up. I don't know if it's better or worse to have your harder games at the beginning or the end of your regular season play.
I
What do
would
you
much
think?
rather him at the end because I think, especially for a team like this Jumbo team that brings in so much young talent, you want to be up to full speed. You want to be playing your best lacrosse, as Bokio is going to try and do there when it's the end of the season. Your goal is to put a number on a banner, whether it's an NCAA tournament or an SCAC championship.
Or both.
Good question. Bokio shot, rebounds right to his teammate, and that one put away by Bo Ryan.
Yeah. If you are Matt Wetmore, there's no saving that. Rebounds like that.
And I guess
If you
my
have
question,
8 arms, sure, maybe you could save that, but
the one I really want to know, is if you're George McCormick, why is Matt Whitmore still in this game?
he's playing well.
He has, but like just to keep his confidence, you feel like maybe take him out, let Lewis Schrock, your backup, get some action against a top tier opponent, and have Whitmore feeling confident because he had a good game, but you don't want to leave him in here and risk him getting shelled in the last couple minutes.
Eric Helgeson on that draw, or on that face-off, one of the cleanest I've seen today.
Melton takes a jog. Wood calling out a play. It's going to get worked right back to Melton. Here's Tweedy. Almost got it picked off, and eventually will find an Eve stick, and they'll look to run.
Good transition.
Skip pass on the turf. Picked up there by Braun Lip. Flag goes flying. We'll see what the call is. I don't think either bench particularly saw it. Jumbo's going to go man down for offside. This one going to be charged to Bowman Rhinesmith, the junior. And we'll see if Williams can do better on this second man-up opportunity of the night.
Tufts seems to have the man-down defense down, though.
They do.
To get past.
Be interested to see how this second unit defense does in the man down. Williams still with their starters on the field for the man up. And immediately they turn the ball over. At least I thought they had turned the ball over. Interested to see the call there. Must have been a deflection. Did not see a signal, though.
No signal.
5 seconds left on the man up. That one once again deflected with a clear signal this time, and the Jumbos are back to full strength. Johnson works that one around. Nagel takes a jog. Going to work up top. Step down wide. Pulled there with some velocity from Shapiro.
Jumbo's bench making a lot of noise over here.
They want to see another stand. A shot wide. It'll stay with Williams. But they got 15 to shoot now.
5 minutes left. Fourth quarter.
Doran. Up top, too high for Shapiro. That'll be a turnover. Solomon will slow things down. Jumbo's going to make sure they're not offside this time. As apparently they made another goalie change when we weren't paying attention. Jack Old now on the field. The first year getting some action. Tweedy going to take a jog.
While we're watching down there, another goalie switch.
Is that 5?
First year, Alex Strix. I believe that's all of their goalies that they have been warming up.
Up top here with Ryan. That one deflected. It'll stay with the Bows with 15 to shoot. George with 10. Tweedy. Skip pass down low. Caught behind the back attempt. But he got run over. Jumbo's bench not happy. They thought when they're going to get the call for an infraction, so it'll be a fresh 60.
Refs agree with that one.
Charles Barzin going to restart play for the Bows. He'll work it up top. Tweedy thought about the step down. Instead rolls and spins it wide. Jumbo's going to back that one up. Little stutter step from Tweedy. He'll work it to Kraft, who dropped it for a second, got it back. Now George. Submarine skip. That one almost sliced through the Williams D, but instead it ends up on the turf. Jumbo's going to get it back, though. They got 10 to shoot if they can somehow salvage this possession. George with 10. Shovel pass shot, and a point-blank save. Another one from Wetmore. And I believe an offside called against Williams. And the Jumbos are going again.
They may have lost that one.
They did. Thrown out of bounds. Back towards the first quarter with a lot of sloppy play here towards the end.
Yeah. One thing is sure with a lot of these first years coming in, college lacrosse is a lot different than high school.
Jumbos did a good job there. Nearly knocked the ball free. And then a pass to no one in particular that gets picked off. Jumbo's running again.
Under 2 minutes.
George's skip pass caught. I'm pretty sure that has to be a flag, yeah. That looked like a hit to the head on a football field.
I would argue for a wrestling match with a pin on the ground.
We'll see if this one's locked in or not. Due to the violence of that hit.
If it is, he'll be out for...
He is locked in, so Williams is going to be man down to end this one in a night that has really not gone in their favor.
No, not something you want to happen, especially at this point in the game. You don't need to be giving up fouls like that.
Jumbo's telling their D that they can double if Williams were to bring the ball back. Not content with 15 on the night. Tweedy. Pivots near side to George. Gets it back. That one behind. Wood going to try and save it, but he can't. It'll be Williams' ball. And now we'll see what the man-up ride looks like.
Haven't seen one much this game.
Ball back on the turf. Ron Loop out to try and challenge. Wood. Bench calling for a double. Don't know if the midfielders are quite aware of that. Now it comes a little bit here on Johnson, plus a trail jack. Final minute here on Bello. Jumbo's chasing the ball. Williams chasing the bus. That ball goes down. It's going to stay with the Eefs. That one heading back towards midfield. Williams trying to save it. Jumbo's wanted it over and back call. Didn't get it. Shapiro. Skip pass. Williams only with 1 goal, man down on the year. Doesn't look like a second's coming tonight. As that one scooped up by the Jumbo goalie, and he'll look to distribute. We'll see if the Jumbos look to go or if they just run out the clock here. Ball hits the turf. And that'll be your ball game here on Bello. It really wasn't much of a contest, Catherine. The Jumbos from start to finish dominate, cruise to a 15-4 win over the Williams College Eafs, and move to 10-0 on the year.
Yes, they do. They looked really good today. One game I was worried about, as they had struggled with it last year. They probably, coming out of this game, probably feel pretty good about this win, and excited for the rest of the season.
Definitely, they will continue their season on Saturday in Middletown, Connecticut, before returning here for a matchup against a much improved Bates team next Wednesday here on JumboCast. At this time, I'd like to thank the other members of our crew, Sebastian Gold, who has been freezing up there, working the cams, for our director, Sophia Kahn, and Catherine Burns alongside me. I've been Riley Daniel saying so long from Bello, and stay home safely.
Hypnotic magical, hypnotic magical, hypnotic magical. I don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic magical.